Good evening. Tonight, I'm going to address a big lie that has been uh, permeating through different sorts of cultures and religions and, you know, certain ideologies that are pushed, especially within black men, about facial hair. Reason why I'm talking about facial hair tonight is because, yeah, I mean, it goes along with the look, my new look on Facebook where I clean my face. I took all the facial hair off, no mustache, no chin hair, no beard, none of that. I did the first part of that whole facial hair thing when I was going through Islam, when I was going through the Israelite school. Not the Israelites, them guys you see standing on the street. I never would stand with them guys and here listen to them. I went through the whole Israelite school under Dr. York. Best place to go through religion at when under the old Ansars and the Nuwabians and things like that when he went through his changes because it actually grew me and evolved me into the person I am today. So I went through Islam. I became an Ansar Muslim back in 1989. I took my Shahada, became a Muslim, wore the beard. Right? I couldn't really grow much of a beard at the time. I had the long sideburns and some of the chin hair, but I didn't get the mustache. I had to train the mustache to grow. I had to train it and constantly cut it. Well, you men who know what I'm talking about, we have to get the razors and we have to constantly be shaving the mustache and whatnot, and cutting it and and hoping it'll grow back out and everything, and we got to do that. So we train in the mustache to grow. So anytime I grew a mustache, a pretty decent mustache, because like I said, it was my, I wanted to be a Muslim because I had a friend of mine, Ishmael. He grew a really full beard, and my brother, his beard grew pretty full as well. So, I didn't want to be left out. I wanted to have the beard. All the brothers had the beards and everything. And so, it's part of the Islamic law. Brothers wear their beard, don't cut your beard and all this, right? So I finally got a mustache. I'm in there. It's connecting everything, but I never even grew the hair under the lip, but, the connected to the beard part. But, that was part of the Islamic law. Then we went into the whole Israelite thing, right? And, under Dr. York, and we had the beards there. And that was nice. We did the Israel thing, and, and pretty much for the whole thing, everybody, from my time on, I wore a beard. Then as time went on, we got into the religion thing. Everything started to shorten down. So I did a lot of different things and played with the facial hair and, chopping it down and bringing it down until, I had to go through this evolution. And I always made sure I kept a mustache and maybe some chin. And I was, going back and forth, as to how I would wear my facial hair. Because how you wear your facial hair is very important. It's a sign of something. It's a sign of how your grooming is a big sign of who you're trying to present yourself to be, where you're going in the world. People think that, it's a small thing, like, why is he doing why is this important? It's very important. Because what people see, the first thing they see in you is it leaves a lasting impression. If they see you scruffy, if they see you with a whole lot of hair on your face, even if you put a suit on, it puts something in their minds. Now, it's a reason why the powerful men in the world, as I started to grow, when we went into Freemasonry, which was another school I went into under Dr. York and the Nuwabian Grand Lodge, a lot of the brothers, they still kept their beards, some trimmed them down and things like that. But as we start going into the world of power and things like that, you're starting to see people who in, higher ups, and you're looking at people in the world who are in power. I started realizing, I started to see the correlation between these men who are in power, who have no hair on their face, versus the men who are still in religion, like your Hasidic Jews, your Arabs, your Arab Muslims, and things like that, who are wearing hair on their face, who are wearing beards. And I'm like, why are the men in power wearing no hair on their face versus the men who are like the low-level religious people, the people who are the doctrine holders and, the gatekeepers? Why are they doing that, right? So it came to me, that this must be something higher than what it is. It's more than just facial hair. It's more than just grooming. It's a mindset. It is a people who are moving into the future, right? The Israelites, they would sit up here and they'll say, oh, you men, it's a law in the Bible that you men got to wear your beards. God said for no man not supposed to cut his beard off and shave the corners of his head. And I see these guys, they don't shave their hair down. They don't got bald heads. Half these guys done, they done cut fades in their hair and they faded their hair. Some of these guys look like they got mohawks, they got dreads, all kinds of things, right? And I'm like, seems like people want to follow those words in the Bible when they choose to, when it fits them. You got a bunch of guys who just want to wear hair all over their face because they think it makes them look like rebels and outcasts. They say, don't wear no hair on your face because you wear hair on your face, right? You wear hair on your face, you look effeminate. That's what the Israelites said. You like a woman if you wear hair on your face. That's why God told men to wear hair on his face, and you effeminate. And men who wear no hair on their face, they faggots. That's the word they use. So I'm like, all right, if the men are effeminate for not wearing hair on their face, then why do men? You have men, in fact, black men up until a certain time, who didn't grow any hair on their face. They just naturally don't grow hair on their face. In Africa and places like that, men who just don't grow no hair on their face. So are they effeminate? You got the Greeks and the Romans who wore hair on their face, and they was a society. A lot of them that was a society of homosexuals, gay men with beards. So now you're going to sit up here and tell me that hair on your face matters whether you are a masculine or feminine? That makes no sense whatsoever. That is the stupidest thing I ever heard in my life. No God gives a damn about hair all over your face. We're going to tell you to wear hair all over your face. Some man said that. That was some laws that was given by some men, and they turned around and said some higher God or some higher force told them to say that. You understand? That is a belief and a custom of men who were primitive and of a time where there were no real razors, where there were no ways of grooming themselves like that, who wanted to wear beards, who just decided to go along with that look of the beard. That's really all that's about. It ain't got nothing to do with no God told anybody to wear anything. That's the words of men. You cannot prove that some God, some supreme being who's running the universe, who's moving in the world, who's controlling the systems, whatnot, and he go, oh, and by the way, while I'm making the planet rotate around the sun, and all these other suns rotating the solar system, and I, making all these big decisions in the world, and I have to think about this. Oh yeah, by the way, wear your beard on your face. I care about that. Right? Would a God seem as though he cares about something stupid like that? Right? Hair on your face makes no sense whatsoever. We're going to talk about that tonight. I am the intellectual Nuben Menkarayzz, and this is State of Mental Radio, and tonight we're talking about the big lie about facial hair being masculine. Now, the first people to come amongst us with facial hair back in ancient Egypt, back in Nubia, things like that, was your Hyksos dynasty, your Hittites, who were your white and Asian, your white Asian mix, your white Asians with hair on their face. And these men basically who came out of the caves. You look at the pictures of the cavemen; they had beards, right? They came out of the caves and they emulated some of our society, and they kept the beards on their face because they didn't know how to shave their face or clean their face up, right? And when they came amongst the Egyptians, the ancient Kemites looked at them as if, these guys tend to be really scary, right? And they had this look to them that makes them look dominating. So what the Egyptian pharaohs did was they would glue fake beards on their chin to make them look more intimidating. But what the Greeks and the Romans did, who came later amongst them, who came in there with beards, because you see a lot of the Greek and Roman statues, the Greeks had beards. They started to shave their face to emulate the Egyptians because they seen the Egyptians didn't grow hair. So that nonsense the Israelites talking about, the white man shave his face and whatnot, and you black men copying the white man. No, the black man is not copying the white man when he cleans his face up. The white man is copying the black man because that came originally from the Egyptians. Their faces were clean because they didn't grow facial hair. We didn't start growing facial hair until we mixed in with the white man and the other races. The white man, the Asians and them, that's when we started growing for the Arabs, who were your white Arabs. We started growing facial hair after that mix. You understand that? Dr. York said that one time. Black men, we're not naturally supposed to grow facial hair. You understand? We're not supposed to grow facial hair. You look at the Africans and the people who wear monks, they don't grow facial hair. They naturally don't grow facial hair, and that's how we're supposed to be. Smooth, clean shaven. Most is thin mustache, if anything. We don't grow heavy hair on our face. That's the trait of a caveman. You understand? And I was explaining to some brothers one time, I said, naturally our hair is supposed to grow up in the air. It makes sense for the white man and the human race to grow facial hair because their hair grows down. So it makes sense for hair to grow down out of their face. That makes sense. It doesn't make sense for hair to grow down out of our face because our hair grows naturally up in the air. And I said if hair grew out of our face, it would have to grow up naturally. So if it's growing down out of our face, that is unnatural. That is a genetic flaw based on mixing in with the white man and the Asians. You understand? And the Arabs. That's where that came from. That mixing of the bloodlines to produce black men with beards. And now, if you notice in this newer generation, you'll see young black men who are coming of age. They're not having they don't have a lot of hair on their face because the bloodline is starting to cleanse itself back out. Every 4 generations, the bloodline starts to purify itself. Like you see a lot of older black men back in the days, they had to shave a lot. But now the younger guys, you look at the texture of the skin is changing. It's getting softer. You understand? And the pores are closing up faster because we're not supposed to grow hair out of our face. They're being born more and more with no facial hair. Right? And if you look at the depiction of the so-called aliens that come in from outer space, right, when they show you the depiction of the aliens, they don't have facial hair. Reason why it is because they are a form of futuristic Earth beings or beings on another world, right, who are more advanced than us, and they didn't have facial hair. So being that they're more advanced than us, facial hair would be a thing of the past. It would be something that would fall off of your face naturally. Because if we're coming from an almond being or almond beings or that God race who are electrified beings, what does electricity do to hair? Electricity will make hair rise, right? But any hair that falls down that comes in contact with current will fall out. You understand? If these beings are light beings, electrified power beings, then nobody here would be on them. It would make sense for hair to raise up on their head, like if you was to stick your hand in the socket, they see the hair raise up on your body. No hair could stay on your face anyway. It would fall out. That's why when women get something called electrolysis and things like that, if they have facial hair, it makes the facial hair fall out. So any electrical current to the face or any electrical charge to the face will make the hair follicle fall out. And if we are pure electrified beings, that's going to happen. People who are light beings, they're not going to be able to carry hair on their body, at least not in a downfall or in a gravitational pull. They will be able to sustain hair on a levitational lift on top of their head. So in short, what that means is that black men are supposed to have hair rising off at the top of their head, but not out of their face. You understand? That's real. That thing we have now where you black men got this long hair and these beards all over your face and all this nonsense, and you black women sitting up here talking, oh, yeah, he don't look manly. That's manly to have a beard. But then you see the Israelites, they talk that nonsense too about how it's manly to have the facial hair. But then these guys, you are sitting up here, you serve under the white man who has no hair on his face. He tells you what to do. He's your boss. You following his government. He ain't got no hair on his face. But you telling me you a man and you big and bad and all this other stuff, and you got this going on with you because you got hair on your face, right? When all it really amounts to is a bunch of scruffy Negroes standing around trying to relive some old past days in the desert. That's all it really adds up to. It don't add up to nothing more than that. Bunch of scruffy Negroes. You understand? While the real people are empowered, the future people are empowered, cleaning their face up. You understand? Listen to that word. It said clean shaven. Clean. The word clean is in there. Clean shaven. So by definition of that word clean, what are you if you're the opposite? Dirty? Scruffy? Hair all over your face? Like a caveman? That's supposed to be manly? Or is that savage? Is that a savage? Is that somebody who looks like an animal? because you trying to follow some image of some Jesus, which a lot of you black men get that nonsense from, which comes from the Greek and the Roman gods Jupiter and Zeus put together with the hair on their face. Like I said, that comes from the white man. So all y'all did was take that image and put it in blackface. And now black men, you done said something that's unnatural as the black man having a beard on his face. The beard and facial hair is not native to the face of the black man, the so-called black man. No, we're not supposed to have any facial hair. Right? The white man is copying us when he shaves his face. And I said, for all these the Israelites and all these guys that talk this nonsense about, oh yeah, God said you're supposed to have a beard and whatnot. Where's your beard at? Right? But all the great societies, all the powerful societies were run by men with no facial hair. So you're going to tell me they were all homosexuals? If they was all homosexuals, then where did all their children come from? Where did their bloodline come from if they was all gay? Seem like you guys, like I said, you guys focus on homosexuality and talk of homosexuality and picking fun at the homosexuals. Maybe you guys, if y'all focus that much on, maybe you guys got something in your closet you hiding. They say that one of the slang terms of a gay man who's hiding behind a woman or hiding his identity that he's a homosexual, they say the woman is his beard. I don't know how many of you heard that expression before about a woman being a man's beard. He'll sleep with a woman and have a life with a woman to cover up who he truly is. And that's what the beard covers up. It covers up your true face. You understand? Some of the greatest societies, some of the strongest orders and movements and things like that were run by men with no facial hair because they were copying from the Egyptians. They were copying from us, the Nubians and the Egyptians. We didn't have any facial hair. The white man, like I said, they started copying and shaving their face from us. You understand? Because as they left that whole period of hair on their face to cleaning their face up and trying to be like the Egyptians, they saw that as a modern move forward. You understand? They saw that as a modern move forward. They knew that hair all over the face meant a step back closer to the caves. That's why they started to clean their face up. All of that stuff where you see in religion, the Jews, the Muslims, and all that wearing that hair, that's all that prehistoric cave talk. That's that prehistoric customized cave talk, which is why these people needed laws in the first place, because they were savages. That's why they were given the laws, the so-called 5 books of Moses, which was really coming from the Egyptian books. You understand? The 613 negative confessions, which ended up turning into the 10 Commandments. You understand? That's what that's about. All that was taken out, and they ended up keeping certain things that they liked, certain things they wanted. And now, like I said, you look at you black men today. Y'all trying to look like Rick Ross. Notice they pushing that image heavy amongst the black man today. Why all of a sudden that image? Why are they pushing some bearded Arab Muslim look on the black man today? You black men walking around with big shaggy damn beards on your face. You know why they pushing that look? I'm going to tell you. Because they want you to have that caveman mentality. They want to switch places with you. The beast wants to switch places with you. He walked around looking like a caveman and a hippie and all this other stuff back in the 60s and things like that, and going even back into the caves in the Caucasus Mountains. He walked around with hair all over his face like a savage. Now he cleans himself up and he rules the world. You go to any one of these Arab countries where they talking about Islam this and Islam that, you see the pilgrims or the so-called lower followers in Islam, they got beards on their face, but as you go up the line and up the ladder to them Arab families who control the oil in that country, you'll see they ain't got no hair on their face, and they walking around wearing suits. They looking like the white man here in America. They ain't got no hair on their face, or they might have a thin mustache, and they wearing suits. They clean. Why they not walking around with no beard like their Arab brothers and they Muslim brothers? They'll still tell you they Muslim, but they ain't walking around with no beard on their face. They looking like bankers. You understand? They looking like the politicians and the bankers. They wearing the universal suit, the 3-piece suit or the business suit and the tie. And those are the people that are running the world. What does that tell you? What does that tell you about you men who sitting around here talking about you in touch with some God because you walking around with a damn beard on your face and a robe on and whatnot, and you in touch with some God, yet these men are running the world and they walking around in suits with clean shaven? Who seems like they more in touch with God? Are they in mission with God, or who's in mission with God and who's in submission to God? seem like you fellas with the beards and this idea that it's some kind of spiritual thing or that this is a good look, you guys are under submission. That's why you have no power. Because you won't come forward. You think that you sitting up here thinking that grooming yourself is something wrong or effeminate with grooming yourself. That's like telling somebody it's wrong to take a bath. That's effeminate, because you have a lot of men who walk around, especially in Africa, funky, won't wear no damn deodorant, won't wash up under their arms, smelling like they've been wrestling gorillas, and they'll sit up here and tell you, oh, well, that's not manly to walk around and use deodorant. In certain places, they'll tell you that. They walk around funky as hell, come in a room, light the whole room up. That's because they eat that heavy beef. You understand that? That's real. Or somebody telling you, oh, you get your nails cut down and trimmed up and stuff like that. You do all that, and you know that's effeminate to get your nails cut and to take a bath. That's called grooming. Hello, grooming 101. Cut that goddamn hair off your face. That's called grooming 101. You walking around with hair all over your face. What's the purpose of getting a haircut if that's the case? What's the purpose of getting a haircut? Walk around with hair all over your head. Some of you men, like I said, you walk around with long hair, which I can't figure out for the life of me, because one minute you guys are walking around with long hair. You don't find that to be effeminate. You Israelites and you guys walk around with long hair. And you don't find, and you got women braiding your hair, or braiding up your hair and stuff like that, and walk around beard. You don't find that effeminate, wearing long hair. But a man with no facial hair, that's effeminate. That makes no sense whatsoever. None whatsoever. You guys need to knock that off. Stop with this prehistoric mindset. Some of the baddest organizations and the baddest movements and societies were run by men with no facial hair. The ancient Egyptians, the Nubians, the American founders of this society. George Washington, they ain't had no hair on their face. The old nation of Islam under the Honorable Elijah Muhammad. You understand? They ain't had no facial hair. Right? The mafia. The mafia, they did something one time when they started the mafia up in this country, because you had a bunch of people. The Italians came over here, and they was doing things the way they used to do in Italy, and they used to have the mafia leaders that came over. It was called Mustache Pete's, right? And they had mustaches. Some of them had beards and stuff like that, and they had like facial hair. Now, when Lucky Luciano and all of them came to power, I don't know if you know about him, Lucky Luciano and them, and they laid out how the American mafia was going to go. And he hooked up the 5 families and all this other stuff. They had a law where they said, as we're going forward as this new mafia commission, this new mafia cosa nostra, whatever they call it, they said no facial hair. You understand? They said no facial hair. Now, if you notice, all the mafia guys, look at any mafia guy in any city, I don't care what, they don't wear no facial hair. There's something to that. See, because facial hair means a futuristic man. You understand? That means a man who is moving into the future, because you're becoming more like those almond beings, because the almond beings don't have facial hair. They are electrified beings. Our children are being born with no hair now, or no facial hair. A lot of young guys come up, they're having very little to no facial hair. So that proves that the genetic is starting to go forward again. Whereas it was interrupted before, once we mixed our seed with the white man and the other races, to even start getting facial hair where we had to shave. That's why I cleaned my face, because it's a sign that I'm moving forward. It's a sign that I'm cleaning up my life. I'm changing. I'm going through a transition. Not that my life is all messed up or anything. Don't get me wrong. But I'm going through a transition right now, a greater transition, even within the state of Mentel. Why I passed this thing in the state of Mentel, I said no brothers coming into the state of Mentel can wear any facial hair except for thin mustaches. That's it. That's the most facial hair you're allowed to wear in the state of Mentel. Other than that, no facial hair. Brothers are not allowed to wear long hair, because this comes from us. This has nothing to do with the white man. Long hair and facial hair and beards are not native to the black man at all. You got that from the white man. And you black men who walking around here trying to be proud of that, like I said, you're no different than trying to just emulate any image of the white man. You're the ones that really emulating the image, the past image of the white man. You're emulating his past image, his caveman image. That started with the ancient Egyptians, like I said. and those pharaohs who wanted to emulate the white man, the Hyksos dynasty, those Indo-European or whatever you want to call it, Indo-Asian men who came over here. They ended up taken into bondage. You'll see them on the walls in ancient Egypt where the pharaohs start gluing fake beards on their face, cutting off the hair of these guys and making beards out of them, looking ridiculous. You black women, like I said, y'all started running around here putting wigs on your head from women from other cultures, just like you do today. Black women, like I said, our people don't change that much. You got braided up, weaved up wigs back then in ancient Egypt thousands of years ago, and what are you black women doing? Y'all still doing that today. That's right, the Asiatics. They was copying the Asiatics. That's where all that started. That's where y'all started falling under the mindset of the beast. Y'all fell into that submental realm, and you start following him. But when we was moving forward, we ain't had no hair on our face, and we was moving forward. You see, we was in a state of evolution. We was doing things. We were building things. The Amen beings were in tune with us. Then we fell off, and we started going into Islam. We started going into this Israelite thing. We started going into Christianity. We started wearing hair on our face. We started talking about making some law up, some man-made cultural law up, where we supposed to have some beard on our face, some hair on our face, which makes us closer to God. Then you made up this lie that some God got some damn hair on his face, which comes again from the Greeks and the Romans, because they said their Greek God. Look at their Greek and Roman gods. Their Greek gods got hair on their face. You understand? That's where y'all get that idea that some God have hair on his face, but you Israelites, y'all just made God black and put hair on his face. Or you Muslims, y'all did the same thing. You understand? Because a bunch of men back in the desert 1,400 years ago, 4,000 years ago, they didn't have no damn razor or no clippers to cut their damn hair. They made the law not to cut your face, or cut your hair, because they like walking around like that. These are the same men that'll tell women, "Oh, you can't learn. You my property. You belong to me. You got to dress like a damn beekeeper and run around where only you can see the damn slits of their eyes. They walking around looking like ninjas." You understand? They telling their women, they got their women all shook. They can't think or walk straight. They can't think straight anything because they acting like they treating these women like property. But it's something to be said about men who do that. Men who have a savage mentality. And unfortunately, a lot of times, you women think that's a beautiful thing, to be with a man who act like an animal, who act like a savage. You think that's a beautiful thing. In this society, they call it animal magnetism. Y'all think that's a real man who act like an animal. No, it's just a goddamn animal. See, because, like I said, the real men, the bad men, the real men who are going to do something, they always, like I said, they clean. See, because that's the paradox. You understand? That's the flip. Because you'll have some guy with hair all over his face, like your Israelites, right? Or the Muslims. They'll have hair all over their face. And they talk about how it's masculine for you to have hair all over your face. But then, and that you ain't no real man if you ain't got no hair over your face. So, and they'll call a white man a homosexual and he's effeminate for not having hair on his face. But then, why are you under the white man? Why are you working for him? Why is he telling you what to do? Why if he tell y'all, if he come over there all clean shaven up in his blue uniform and tell you niggas get off the street, you gonna get off the street? Where all the bad black men with the beards at? Because y'all got all y'all beards and y'all manly. Why y'all being handled? Why y'all being controlled like children? You niggas might as well not have no hair on your face. You might as well not have no hair on your face because, why are these men with no hair on their face telling you what to do? Why are they dictating anything to you? Why haven't you strong, muscular, hairy men with your beards all over your face? Why haven't you gone and formulated and built your own society where you could walk around with all the damn hair on your face you want? Reason? Because it's a paradox. Most of the time, you guys who beating on your chest and trying to act like savage macho men, walking around with hair all over your damn face like that means something like that, because you want to look bad. Obviously, a lot of times you guys hide in your face because you don't want to seem like you soft. It's always the men who, like, it's that old saying, just because you look bad don't mean you bad. You understand? Like, you'll have guys who will look soft or you think they soft. You think they soft, right? Because they got a clean face and whatnot, but they'll kill you in a heartbeat. Example, your mafia. Example, your old Nation of Islam. Them brothers back then was clean shaven. They'd kill you in a heartbeat. Those was some bad men. Those were some hardcore men. Not you guys who walking around with hair all over your face. Because like I said, you talking, I hear you talking a good one. But like I said, you still under the beast. You talking a good, sound good. You know, like I said, that's the paradox. Look hard, but inside you really soft. On the outside, we look soft, we look clean, we look smooth, and not even soft. Because for you to be able to see a man's face, see his face, his full face, meaning he not hiding from you. He not hiding up under a bushel of damn hair. He's willing to show you his whole face. That says something. You understand? That says something. That is a future man. That is a forward-thinking man. All that hair on the face is a bunch of prehistoric cave BS. That's a bunch of caveman nonsense. You understand that? How you black men have become a bunch of damn cavemen. You talk like the damn white man. You talk like a bunch of cavemen. You know, it is like your woman is your property, and you're supposed to own your woman, and this and she like your pair of sneakers. This is how they talk about their woman. And you ain't supposed to shave the hair on your face. The Lord don't like that. How you know? You asked them? Or that's something y'all like to do? Like I said, you black men are funny. You black men are funny. You refuse to groom yourselves properly. You refuse, like I said, they push that whole image of this Rick Ross thing now with a lot of you black men with these big funky Arab-looking beards on your face, looking like damn Freeway the rapper or Rick Ross. You understand? You walking around with a damn bushel of fur on your face. You niggas are walking around with fur on your face. You understand that? You got fur on your face and you trying to shape it up. You trying to shape up fur on your face. How savage is that? They convinced you to walk around with fur all over your face, hair all over your face. How sick is that? When you think about it in your right mind, think about what you're doing. See, because people could tell us things, people could say things to us, and we don't think. You understand? People, like I said, they make anything fashionable in this society, and our people will just follow it. No problem. You know, when Honorable Elijah Muhammad came along and he cleaned off the black men's faces back in the Nation of Islam, he did something that was powerful. He took it to a whole nother level. He took Islam to a whole nother level. He made Islam appealing to black people. Because like I said, that's why the Nation of Islam was more successful when Noble Drew Ali and them did. I'm not taking anything away from Noble Drew Ali or saying that he wasn't a great man, but that movement wasn't able to be on the level it was with the Nation of Islam because the Honorable Elijah Muhammad took the whole Islamic thing and took it forward. You understand? He presented cleaned up black men. Now people say, oh, Fard did this, and well, whatever. You understand? But Elijah Muhammad was around. He presented cleaned up black men, well-dressed black men, shaved black men, neat black men, suited black men. He presented clean women. But like I said, this look in Islam, this look of clean-shaven men, they wasn't doing that before. The Muslim back then, you say talking about a Muslim back then, a Muslim had a beard on his face, walking around in robes and stuff. You understand that? So the Honorable Elijah Muhammad made Islam appealing. He took Islam into the future. He breathed life into Islam. Amen used Fard Muhammad and Amen used the Honorable Elijah Muhammad to push that message because the reason why we went into Islam, I'm just getting away from this for a second, is to take us closer toward where we were supposed to be going in our stage of evolution. Islam was meant to be a stage of our evolution because it was closer to where we left off at within the so-called religion. That's why Islam came through Fard and came through the Honorable Elijah Muhammad. You understand that? But it was time to move on. And then when the Honorable Elijah Muhammad passed off the scene, a lot of you guys, like I said, y'all ran right back to the damn Arabs. Here it is. You didn't have no connection with the Arabs. The first connection you had with Islam was through the Honorable Elijah Muhammad, the Nation of Islam. When he passed away, what y'all did? Y'all ran right over there to the Orthodox Muslims and the Arabs, went under slavery to them. And y'all niggas start wearing hair over y'all face again like a bunch of beasts. Here it is, the Honorable Elijah Muhammad cleaned your face up. Had you black men had shining faces looking clean. Strong, handsome brothers. And then y'all got a bunch of dirty beards on your face trying to emulate some Arabs. You understand? Now look at you. Much respect to the Honorable Elijah Muhammad. He breathed life into Islam. The nation. That's why the nation was so successful, because that look was, we were used to that look right there. We looked at that look as being clean, as being prosperous and successful. That's why we took to that look. And we got to take to that again, because we gotten away from that. I'm going to take a call. It's my brother Reginald, 510. Reginald.
Hey, Nuben, can you hear me?
Yes, I can.
Tell me if there's noise in the background, because I'm on my way home. I'm on the road.
I can hear you though. It's not
okay.
bad. I can hear you.
Okay, let me start off by saying this, brother. I'm telling you, your blog talk show, it should be the only one on the air, bro. I'm telling you, all these other shows are so full of shit. They're not. It's just, they are so ridiculous. And I've been asked to host on them, and I listened to these people, these conscious people, and these historic Negroes, and they all ancient history Negro. This shit is really ridiculous, man. It's really ridiculous, and I'm just glad that we found one another, or I found you. Because every show you have is just full of sustenance every single time, you know. And okay, so let me speak about the hair on the facial hair too. Okay, my first clue to knowing that facial hair was not the right way to go was when I looked at these, ignorant Negro Hebrew Israelites. You know, I look at them and the things that they say and the way that they look, and I'm like, nah, that's not it. That's not it. These brothers are they go on the wrong way. Then I look at the Muslim brothers, the Muslims, like the Orthodox Muslims and those guys, they have facial hair, and that's not our way. That's not how we're supposed to be getting down. You know, and there's the brothers that wear the turbans on their hair with those big ass beards. That was my first clue. I looked at all of those things, and I said, this is total religiosity, and it's not of my people. You know, it's not of my people. So yeah, I shaved my hair off my face. Yeah, I did. And brothers, I know it's difficult at times to keep a shaven face without bumps, but you gotta find, there's a technique that you can find that if you do shave your face off, your hair off your face, you will not get bumps. You have to find that technique. Either you have to go to a dermatologist so they can see what they can do about your skin, you know, to help you. But man, clean shave is the way to be.
Well, it's even simpler than this. They don't put, for you brothers, don't put disposable razors and things on your face. Go to a barber or get the 3-headed electric shaver, and you can clean your face off that way. But you have to have that alcohol to close up them pores, because the pores are open. You know, the pores are open. You can have that alcohol to close up the pores. But it's best to go to a barber, because, like I said, he can hit your face with a razor, with a straight razor, and then put the green alcohol on it to close. The green alcohol to close up them pores. That's supposed to be part of our. That's supposed to be part of our grooming. We're supposed to go be seeing a barber to clean up and get a good shave at least every 4 days or so, depending on how fast you grow hair and whatnot. Because we're not supposed to be walking around looking like a bunch of wolf men.
Yeah, I got to go every 2 days because my hair grows so fast. I was even thinking about having because I hate hair. I can't stand it. Even on my body, I can't stand it. So I was even thinking about having electrolysis, you know, to get that shit off my. Yeah, I was. And I got the money to do it, and I was seeking facilities that do it, and the best ones, because I'm sick of it.
Mhm.
I'm OG. I'm OG, man. I've been shaving my face for years, and I'm sick and tired of it.
Yeah. Well,
You
well,
know.
good thing with me is I don't grow a lot of facial hair, so it don't really. I just clean my face off. You might see my picture up there. Like I said, it just came to me as a state of evolution, man. Because I was like, man, I like to get it and go. I'm one of them people. Like I said, I want to just clean my face off and go about my business. I ain't even bother. Like I told some of the brothers that's coming in the state, if y'all want to wear the thin mustaches, that's fine. I don't have anything against that. But no facial hair other than that. The thin mustaches is fine. Not even no thick mustaches. Some thin mustache. Because some brothers need to wear a little bit of mustache, or not. A lot of brothers don't look right without it. So we said the thin mustaches is cool.
Yeah, you lucky you don't grow a lot of facial hair, man. Damn,
Yeah.
blessed. I
Yeah.
had hair on my face since I was in the 7th grade, man.
Mm.
Ridiculous. Newbin, man, I appreciate your show though, bro. I really do, man. It's like a fresh water, a drink of fresh water, man. You know what I'm saying? I wait for your show for you to advertise on Facebook, man. Not just so I can run my mouth, because I like what you have to say. I like what you're bringing what's real, you know.
Let me say something. This guy in the chat room, God Body, whatever your name is, you saw the topic on the show. I don't understand why you guys do that. You guys see the topic on the show. If you don't like the topic, why even bother to listen? You know, this is because you don't understand why we're doing this topic. You think it's just about facial hair. This is about a mindset and about success and moving forward. I just sat here and explained about all these societies that are prosperous and that have moved into the future by grooming themselves and cleaning themselves up. There is obviously a connection or a correlation with this. So obviously you don't get it. So why don't you see you're not ready. So if you can't see that, okay, well, you know what, God Body, you got to go. Because you coming in here, you being an idiot right now. You got to go, brother. You know what I mean?
I heard everything you said, and I understood what it was about. It ain't about
you got to go, God Body. You got to go. Goodbye. Goodbye, God Body. Because like I said, this the black man right here. They come in there, and you come in there to cause confusion. Anybody that comes in the chat room, if you don't have a question to ask anything, and you come in there to cause disturbance, you're going to be kicked from the chat room, because that's not the type of vibe we have in there. We're not going to have nobody in there being disrespectful and acting ignorant. This is black men seem, and they calling themselves God by. They seem okay with disrespecting other black men. If you don't agree, don't listen. I don't understand why you listening.
Yeah, I mean, if you have something to say, you can call it. Don't be a punk. Don't be a coward.
Yeah,
call the line. Don't hide behind a computer screen.
Well, that's the black man. That's the black man for you. The average black man, unfortunately. That's the average black man. So much mouth and everything, but like I said, when it comes to actually confronting something, he'll go somewhere in the chat room and be a black devil, you know what I'm saying, and just try to cause confusion instead of just being a man and coming up and calling if you disagree. I don't have no problem with you. I'll answer any question you ask. Be a man, though.
For real, man. For real. That's all right, though. Look, every show somebody exposed themselves, man. So just remember that name, man, so when he come back, kick his ass out. Unless he want to call on the line. If you want to call on the line and express himself, then that's beautiful. Other than that, don't come back.
Yeah, please don't come back. You're not doing me a favor. We always got a lot of listeners. You're not doing me no favor. Don't come back. And let me we got another call in. I'm gonna take this next call. All right. Thanks for calling in, Reg.
All right.
469, you're on the air. 469.
Hey, Miss Joy, this is Terry. Not alcohol. They need witch hazel to close their pores. That's what they need. Not alcohol. Yeah. Okay, I'm off. I just wanted to
you're right. Witch hazel. They use that and that green alcohol, but yeah, witch hazel's good too.
Okay. Oh, okay. That's something I didn't know. I bought some witch hazel because I used to do hair. That's why I said that. Okay. I'm gonna continue listening. Go ahead.
All right. Thank you. 757, you're on the air. 757. 757, you're on the air.
Yes. Can you hear me?
Yes, I can.
How you doing, Nobin? Peace. It's your dad calling from VA. I just wanted to say, I've been through the Israelite thing early. Went through the Sunni phase, so I grew the beard out for a while or whatever. But people will always tell me, oh, you don't have no facial hair, that's your manhood right there. It's taking away your manhood. But you're the first one to give me a logical explanation on why facial hair is not masculine.
Yeah.
And I really do appreciate that. I appreciate that because this topic right here, this was well needed because this is something I never thought of. And just like the Honorable Elijah Muhammad said, it's a disease catcher because you might be eating cereal or something and you got milk dripping all down your beard or something like that, But I really do appreciate it. I love the show. I'll definitely be getting you on the State of Mental and all of that. Just wanted to thank you.
You're welcome. Like I said, it's about more than just facial hair. A lot of our people don't understand that this is a way of life. This is actually us moving forward because a lot of these black men who sitting up here, y'all running in that image of Rick Ross and all this other stuff. Like I said, it's about more than that. It's actually where we come from. We're trying to get back to go forward to where we're supposed to be headed. And how you look and how you present yourself in society plays a big part in that. You're grooming everything. That's like I said, walking around with facial hair and all that hair all over your face. That's almost on the level of walking around funky with no deodorant on.
Oh, yeah, I agree. I have some friends. A friend of mine, he was telling me the other day. He just started his new job, and he's saying, "Oh man, they told me I had to cut my hair and." And he's all mad about it. And I was explaining to him even then that, you got to look presentable, and that's the thing. And another thing, for people out there, if you ever been in the military, you would know that you have to shave your face for the fact that a lot of people don't know, but the reason why you keep your face shaved in the military is because when you put on a gas mask, any type of stubble or facial hair could break the seal. See what I'm saying? So basically, that's all I wanted to say. I want to thank you, Nuben. Thank you very much. Thank you for putting out the intelligence, moving our people forward. Peace.
Peace. Thank you, brother, for calling in. Brother Shabazz. All right. Next call, 205. 205, you on the air? 205.
Oh, peace.
Peace. How you doing?
Yes, sir. This is Noble Profound. I'm a friend on Facebook. All right. I just wanted to make a couple comments. Well, my first comment is, it what you're saying making a lot of logical sense because, and you have a lot of. One thing I noticed is a lot of females, they may say, "Oh, you got a baby face," because I got a young face, quote unquote young face, and I don't have much facial hair, and people used to always, jeer at me about that, and I just recently, started growing a little. Mustache or whatever, but it makes sense what you're saying, And I had a question about why do some females grow facial hair like mustache? What is that cause?
A lot of times they have a lot of extra testosterone. You grow facial hair based on your testosterone level. You're going to always grow a little bit of facial hair and whatnot. Sometimes, because we mixed our seed with the white man and all these other people, our bloodline's been mixed, so the testosterone levels will tend to be off of versus the estrogen levels, which is a hormone. And sometimes you'll have women who have more testosterone in them than normal, and they will tend to have abnormal effects from that, and they'll grow facial hair. So that's an abnormal effect of more testosterone.
Okay. Those were my only two comments and questions. So I just want to thank you for taking my call, and I'll continue to listen.
All right, brother. Thanks for calling in.
All right. Thank you.
All right. Okay. Second. All right. Okay. We are talking about facial hair. Like I said, we're not going to tolerate people being ignorant in the chat room. This is an intelligence show. We're dealing with intelligence here, and only a person who is not all that bright. I mean, those are our people who understand why I'm talking about this. That it's beyond just facial hair. This is about grooming. I mean, this is about grooming yourself. This has nothing to do with, this is good grooming because the white man says so. It ain't got nothing to do with the white man. I just told you that this was our way back in ancient Egypt, Nubia, before we even seen the white man, that we naturally not even supposed to be growing hair on our face. But like I said, y'all get that nonsense from the white man and whatnot, and from the religions and whatnot. We talking about, you ain't no man unless you got hair on your face. We started talking that madness back in ancient Egypt, trying to copy the white man, and that's where y'all get that mentality from today. You gonna sit up here and talk about fur and hair on your face make you more of a man? Then why ain't you men in control of your own society? Why ain't you like I said, all you fur faces in control of your own society? What are you black men doing out here who's standing up for that? If you're going to stand up for that ignorance of the hair on your face, what are you black men doing to show that you real men with that hair? Obviously, that facial hair don't mean much of anything because the white man out here dominating everything. And he clean shaven, so what that tell you? You understand? You know, what does that tell you? That tells you that obviously what you're saying about this facial hair nonsense means nothing. You understand? And this nonsense, who makes the money off raises and whatnot. And here we go, another idiot about talking about who makes money off raises. You guys, somebody came with this argument on Facebook about, we're going to make the white man rich by making raises. First of all, you spend money on clothes here. You buy food here. You spend money on everything here. Now all of a sudden, raises, you don't want the white man to make money on raises? You spend money on everything else here from the white man. You understand? Now all of a sudden you got a problem with buying a razor. You ain't got a problem when you buying $200 Jordans from the white man. You ain't got a problem when you buying Levi jeans and Yankee baseball caps from the white man. You understand? Why ain't you got a problem then? But then when you talk about something that's going to go into grooming you and making you look better, all of a sudden, we ain't supporting the white man. Now you about white and black now. You wasn't about white and black when you was buying your $200 Jordans and your Levi jeans and whatever else you buying from the white man. Your cars and all the things you want and you desire from him. Y'all ain't making nothing. Go make a raise if you feel that way. Everybody want to get black men. Like I said, that black card, y'all like to hide behind that black card when it comes to doing something about yourself or cleaning yourself up. Then it's all about the white man. Then when you want to do something, it ain't about that no more. You get amnesia. Everybody talking about that's cleaning up your face. Cleaning your face up is supporting the white man. And in that case, don't buy no more soap. Don't buy no more deodorant. Don't buy none of that because the white man makes that too. Y'all spend billions of dollars. I would hope you're spending money on deodorant and soap and things like that to clean yourself up. As I said, this is part of grooming. And like I said, for the people who don't understand that, you got a problem. Questions, comments. I want to play a little bit of music. And I'm going to go into the chat room, because I suspect somebody's in there that don't belong in my show. Because, this person always comes here and he likes to be negative. So if I catch you in there being negative, you're going out. I don't know why you keep coming to my show and bothering the people in the chat room. You already know who you are. Get ready to get kicked. If I see anything negative in there, you're going. So, what do I want to play? Let me see. All right. Hurry by Blue 6. We'll be right back. We're going to take another phone call coming off the break. 510, you're on the air.
Newman, it's me again.
Oh, okay. Somebody said they was calling in from 510. The guys listening in, Kick Push, Perry, you got to call in and press 1. Okay? Call in and press 1. Brother say
calling in from 510, tell him to get out of here. Because he out here with me.
Okay. Hold on. I didn't mean to cut you out. He's trying to call in and ask that because it's the first time he called in, and I thought, I don't know, I thought 510. I thought he had, I thought he had put his number in under yours. I don't know. So you got to call in, Perry. You got to call in and put your number up, and I'll take your call. You got to press 1 when you call in. All right.
Ruben, tell him if he's from 510. Tell him to get at me because he's where I am, and I'm looking for him.
Okay. All right.
Looking for the bright rays.
Looking for all the intelligent brothers, all y'all brothers, wherever y'all in the same area codes, get with each other, because I'm going to start forming study groups in different cities anyway. State of Mental study groups going to be getting set up. Trust me, books is coming. Everything is coming. We just getting our things strengthened here in New York, and then we're going to go from state to state. So we're going to have to mushroom this thing in a minute. We're about to mushroom this intelligence, all right? All right. Put you back on.
If it's noise in the background, mute me.
Huh?
If it's too much noise in the background, mute me. I'm moving and shaking.
Okay, yeah. I just listen in, because like I said, I'm telling the brother to call in. So just you continue listening. All right.
All right, peace.
All right, peace. All right. Back on this hair thing. Like I said, a lot of people think this has nothing, they don't see the rhyme and reason and all of this. But I said to myself, it makes sense more and more I think about it. It makes sense more and more, like I said, as we are people moving forward. We got to get out of this idea because, like I said, it seems like we're being set up, we're being set up for failure with this look. The black man has this mindset, like I said, his dress code is a baseball cap, a beard on his face, and a pair of $200 sneakers. Now, if, a lot of people say, oh, you want us to look like white men. Why not you do everything else like white men? But it's funny how the black man picks and chooses what he wants to emulate from the white man. You emulate being a gangster. You'll buy his sneakers. You'll buy his, you'll buy all this stuff. You'll buy all these things from him, and you'll find ways to emulate certain things he do in society. But then when it comes to cleaning yourself up and being successful and looking successful, not even copying from him, because that's more along the lines of who we are. Then all of a sudden you got a problem with that. Then all of a sudden it becomes a race thing again. Like I said, you black men who do that, y'all play the race card. You want to get pro-black or talking about, that's that white man stuff, when you want to have an excuse just to walk around looking like a damn Shaggy. You understand? Looking like a damn Bigfoot fur face and whatnot. That looks totally ridiculous on our people. But like I said, if you push these things, but if you push these things to people, if you push these things enough to people, they'll follow. If you push these things to people, they'll follow. You put things out to people through music and whatnot, and it's really being done, pushing this whole fur face thing, this whole bearded thing on us to play us down. While you see the real men in power who are clean shaven, they're going into the future. They going into space travel. They move into different planets. They talking about aerodynamics. All the things that you black men are supposed to be talking about. They're the same ones you got to run to in the hospital when you get sick. You got to go to them when you get operations. You got to do all these things. You got to run under them. You gotta run under all these men. And like I said, the most powerful men who really made a difference in our life wore no facial hair, like the Honorable Elijah Muhammad. What is face? It's hair on the face. That's all it is. But like I said, at the end of the day, it presents something. It is representing something. It's a step forward into the future, because, like I said, most of these black men who are linked to these beards now and this facial hair nonsense, and talking about, oh, you got to have a beard and you got to have all this hair on your face and on your chin and all this. Like I said, they still link to a whole bunch of religious ways of thinking. They still link to the old religious world. But as we moving in forward into the future, like I said, the almond beings, that God race, they have no facial hair. You understand? That is naturally us from nature. You women who sitting around here talking about you want men with facial hair all over you, you obviously, y'all crave the white man and other races, because that's a trait that's natural to them. You crave those, you sisters who crave those men with long hair, the ones who crave the men with the long dreads and the beards. You really want a white man. You got that. That's just a black version of a white man, a white hippie, Jesus-looking black character with long beard and dreads. You could trade that right out for a white man with long hair and a beard, because what does that represent to you? Somebody who's going against the system. I'm not with the system. You understand? You follow the system. You follow the system. Brother, the brother that's trying to call in, Perry, you got to call from a phone. You can't call from a laptop. And that's the problem. I know you're trying to call in, but you have to call from a phone, not a laptop. I don't know how that works on no laptop. You have to call from a phone. That has to register in a number. Okay? As I was saying, these beings are electrified beings. These beings are not carrying. Facial hair is native to this planet. When the human race was created in water, in a planet that was based on a gravitational pull, water developed the hair on the face because everything that water pulls things down in a gravitational pull. It pulled down the hair and produced hair on the face. You understand? That's why it's easy. Like you notice, when white people in them shave, they don't get shaving bumps because the hair is straight falling down coming out of their face. They don't get shaving bumps, so it's easy for the hair to they don't grow. It don't grow in a curl under their face so that they don't get ingrown hair. Their hair grows straight out like fur. Ours ends up growing, like I said, in a curl because we have to end up picking it out, even with tweezers and whatnot, so the hair doesn't become ingrown because that's where your bumps come from. They had a word back in the, I believe in the Hebrew language, they had a word in the Hebrew language that I think it was talking about ingrown hair. I forget what the word was, but Dr. York talked about a long time ago where it talked about ingrown hair. A lot of men were talking about not shaving because they had back then ingrown hair. And it was painful, they said, when you would take it out. And even in the Army, when they had black men shaving, because they didn't have really electrical razors back then to shave, the black men they was trying to use dry razors to shave, and it would grow back. They didn't know how to sterilize or put the witch hazel on it would cause ingrown hair. But that goes to show you something else, too. Notice they had to bring an electric shaver to clean your hair. Goes back to the whole thing of electrolysis again. Electrify, elect. It's all related to something. You putting an electric razor, and that's what I use to clean my face off, with an electric 3-head razor. I don't use really straight razors, and I use an electric 3-head razor when I go to the barbershop, plus I own one. It costs about $85. You bring down the hair on your face with shape-up clippers, and then when you want to clean it up, you put the 3-head razor on your face, the electric razor, and that'll clean your whole face up. And you just put the witch hazel on, and you're good. Close up the pores. Clean face. You can kiss your woman. You can rub your face against her face. You can do other things that she would like you to do. I'm not going to get graphic. Without having to stick nobody with the porcupine face. It's a good thing. Like I said, it's a beautiful thing. I feel clean. I feel renewed. The Egyptians used to do this thing back in the day where they, when they were going through a renewal of themselves, I said this before, they would shave all of the hair off of their head. They would shave all the hair off of their head, shave off all their body hair and everything, get cleaned up, and they would and they would wear their white robes, their seamless white robes. You know why they did that? You know why the Egyptians did that? Because obviously they saw those Amen beings doing that same thing. They saw these energy beings coming into the form of physical form as light beings doing this. Pure light beings have no facial hair, no body hair actually at all. They saw this. So they emulated this as a way to purify themselves. Word pure, from the Latin word, I believe it was Latin word, means fire. And you see the word in the word pure, you see the word ray, R-E, in the word pure. And the word ray means sun. Sun is synonymous with fire. Fire purifies. When you burn something, when you electrify something, all things that are not supposed to be there will die. You understand? It will fall out. It's the same thing with the facial hair. As we are becoming more highly evolved in our way of thinking, more electrified in our way of thinking, more advanced in our way of thinking, you're going to see this younger generation, they're going to stop growing facial hair completely. That's why I said it's starting right now. Our genetics are being blended back. Our genetics are coming back. We're becoming those solar beings again, those fire beings, because we had too much of that. We had too much of that weak DNA, that water-bred DNA in us. And when I say the water-bred DNA, that human-bred in the water, single-celled amoeba DNA in us, that made us produce things like fur on our face that we think is natural, that we think is manly. And you ask people, where do you get that from? Who told you that hair on your face makes you manly? Only thing they can say is, oh, it's because women don't grow hair on their face. That's what makes it manly. But then you guys got long hair. Or, you, like I said, you talking about fur on the face or hair on the face makes a man more masculine. According to who? Like I said, according to those men who were trying to emulate the white man. Same way you guys sit up here on Facebook, when we type in, like me and a few of my people, we type in capital letters all the time. You Negroes will sit up here and talk about, oh, well, brother, why are you screaming? What? First of all, you don't even hear me. That don't even make sense. You don't even hear me. You don't hear my voice or anything, so how am I raising my voice if I'm typing something to you? You don't even hear my voice. So how am I screaming? That's something the white man said. If you type in caps, maybe I just like typing in capital letters, which I do. I like to make a point and I type in capital letters. So for anybody that sees my post, they're always in capital letters because I like doing that. And I'm not screaming at anybody. I'm not mad. I'm not emotional. I don't have any aggression. I just like typing in capital letters. Is that okay? I don't care if the white man don't think it's proper etiquette or proper typing etiquette or whatever to type in capital letters. Damn it, I like to type in capital letters. I don't wear hair on my face because I don't want to walk around looking like a wolf man. I don't want to walk around looking like unsuccessful people. If anything, I'm going to emulate successful people. The Egyptians, the Nubians, the Honorable Elijah Muhammad. No, I'm not trying to emulate their ways. I'm taking it forward into the knowledge of intellect, but I'm going to emulate the look of the powerful. Hell yeah, I'm going to emulate the look of the powerful. Why would I emulate the look of the powerless? Why would I do that? Why would I try to fit in with losers? Why would I fit in with a bunch of niggas that's standing on the corner with big full Muslim beards on and Yankee baseball caps and $200 Jordans that you seem to have no problem, like I said, giving your money to the white man for that? Why would you do that? Why would I want to look like people who are powerless? Why would I want to look like that? Why would I want to even fit in with people like that? Look at your Look, I'm gonna show you something funny. Look at Jay-Z, right? Look at Jay-Z. Jay-Z, they call him notice that man about 40 in his 40s, no facial hair, right? Now Jay-Z wears no facial hair, and he's able to sit down. He's the golden boy of the secret society. He's able to sit down with them. Not that I'm saying it's a great thing, anything that he sits down with them people, or anything, or whether you want to say he sold out or anything, but obviously they like his demeanor. Something about him they like. I'm not saying it's an honor to sit down with these people. Don't get me wrong, but look at him, clean. He keeps himself lean. He obviously takes care of himself. Keeps his hair low. He keeps himself looking young. When Honorable Elijah Muhammad kept his face clean, kept his hair low or bald and whatnot, that was a sign of him trying to keep himself clean and keep himself as young as he possibly can be. But like I said, everybody knew he was an older man. But putting hair on Elijah Muhammad's face, that's sacrilege. If anything, you want to talk about sacrilege, putting hair on that man, that clean man's face, that electrified being, that walking God, putting hair on his face, something as beastly as that. Jay-Z played himself one time. He tried to put hair on his chin hair on his face, and when I don't know what he was going through, this black nonsense, he started growing a messed up fro on his head. I mean, there's nothing wrong with growing hair on your head and growing a little natural, but he was not picking his hair. He had damn chin hair. He looked real stupid. Then I guess Beyonce had to tell him, look, get your head straight, nigga. He took that hair down, cut his face, so he looked normal again. That's how we supposed to look, clean. We got beautiful, the black man and you black women, we got beautiful, shining, bronze, brown skin. And you covering that up with fur. You're covering up your beautiful skin with fur. Because some idiot says, oh, you don't look like a man. I question the sexuality of a man who says that you're not a man without facial hair on your face. So what you're telling me is you're going to look at a man with no facial hair in a homosexual type of way. That's what I read from that. You're going to look at him like a woman. In other words, you can't tell the difference between a man and a woman unless the man got hair on his face? Is that what you're telling me? You can't tell the difference between the two because both of their faces is soft or whatever the case may be. You can't tell the difference. That's the dumbest thing I ever heard in my life. Question any man that says something like that. Because if he got the nerve to sit up here and tell me your face looks soft like a woman, there's something wrong with him. You check his genetics. Check his genes. You know, he got some gay genes. I look at all the manly so-called Israelites talking about they manly and whatnot, and then these guys turn around talking about F the women. Whoa, really? F the women? That sounds gay to me, fellas. F the women. You know, and here's a guy clean-faced as I am. I love women. You know, I love women. That's funny to me to hear somebody say something like that. Success, people. Like I said, there's a reason why the most successful people in the world clean their face up. It's beyond the white man. It has nothing to do with him. I told you before, nothing comes from the white man. Things come through him. Anything that's advanced comes through the white man, not from him. You understand? Because if you leave man on his own, you leave man to his own devices. If you left the white man to his own device, he'd still be in a cave somewhere. You understand? If you left him to his own devices, he'd still be in a cave somewhere. So obviously, some intelligence had to come to this planet to evolve and advance the man. And part of that evolution was for you men to cut that damn hair off your face and stop looking like a bunch of cavemen. But you got you black men going backwards, trying to do this, trying to make this thing stylish, while the white man's moving forward, clean face and everything, talking about going to other planets and everything. You black men, y'all trying to go backwards and talking about going back into some time where y'all was walking around with sandals and robes and fur on your damn face. That's where y'all going. You know, or going to some pagan, some religion where you gonna bang your head on the floor 5 times a day with fur on your face. You eating food with hair, with food in your beard. You understand? This is what you doing. Food getting all in your beard. Because some man said that's manly. That's the real way to wear your hair. Some man said that. Because it was in some book that some man wrote. That don't make no sense. Question things based on the logic of it. Question things based on logic. Don't just go with things, because that's the problem with our people. Because some man said it, or it's in some book, you don't go with. Why would some God or some supreme being want me to have hair all over my face? You understand? And then they try to tell this lie and paint this picture of some God with hair all over his face, like you seen some God with hair all over his face. No, what happened was you guys wanted to have hair all over your face, so you saying you're going to make your God in your image and after your likeness, because you want hair all over your face, because you don't want to be with the so-called system. You want to go against the system. You guys that want to go against the system, if you're going to go against the current system, at least go and build your own system. You understand? Go build your own system. I could respect that more, because if you're going to walk around and say, oh, well, we're going to walk around, we're going to have hair on our face, and we're going to have a system someplace in the country set where we're going to build our own system. But it seems like all you guys do, you ask the white man and everybody else who clean-shaven, who maintaining this system here, you ask him for a handout. You asking him, but you guys supposed to be men with your big furry faces. You supposed to be men. You understand? You guys are supposed to be real men. And you say the white man's a faggot, but you begging this faggot for money. You begging him for handouts. You understand? You begging, you saying he emasculine, he effeminate. The white man make you shave your damn face and look like a faggot. Do you like a faggot like the white man? That's your favorite thing to say, you Israelites. But then you work for the white man. He tell you when you could come and stay and go. Punch the clock. Y'all don't got no problem with that. Like I said, see how you Negroes are? You choosy with your allegiance. You're choosy. You choosy when you want to do something when you don't. Either you're going to be a man all the way or be a man none of the way. Don't come getting on that black soapbox when you feel like getting on the black soapbox, because you're full of crap. That's right. All the successful men, black and white, shave their face. You understand that? You know? All successful men clean their face up. It's a futuristic thing. It's a futuristic thing. You understand that? It is a futuristic thing. When you talk about the high-powered Jews who run things in society, they're clean-shaven. Not the Hasidic Jews, not the Orthodox Jews, the high-powered ones. Like I said, that beard is supposed to be something. Supposed to be a goodbye to the old. That you throwback Negroes who want to walk around like you somewhere in the desert 50,000 years ago. Y'all need to have a nice day, man. And it's a shame because I see a lot of young brothers out there who sitting up here putting robes on and standing on the corner, waiting for some God to come back. Some God that's gonna come out of a spaceship to save a bunch of dirty Negroes with beards on their face. Are you serious? You understand that? A bunch of dirty Negroes with beards on their face, looking like they come out of a shelter. Some God gonna come down for them. You wait on that. I don't think so. We got to start our evolution now. And our evolution don't start with the white man. It don't start with him giving us no handout. It starts from us standing up on our own and coming together collectively. That's when the evolution is going to start. You understand? Exactly. Looking homeless. And you're going to sit up here and tell me some God is in contact with you. God is in contact with the powerful people. That's who God is in contact with. Not with you Negroes that's sitting around here. You under submission to the white man. He's your God. And like I said, everybody talk all that good stuff, but like I said, let the white man offer you a $100,000 job a year and whatnot. You'll shave all that hair off your face in a heartbeat. That show you how phony you are. That shows you just how phony you are. You only want to be a righteous Israelite or a righteous Muslim as long as you ain't got no job and you on the street hustling your oils and your incense, and you want to be conscious and talk to Ashe, Black Power, Hotep nonsense. Because you ain't got no job, or you can't find or you ain't working for nobody. You hustling your incense and your unks. That's when you want to walk around with a beard and talk about, oh, if you shave your hair, that's something from the white man. But then let him turn around and offer you some money. That beard will be gone. No more Hotep. No more Ashe. No more big ass unks on your chest. All that's over with. We're gonna keep it 100% here tonight. 100%. Play me a little music. I ain't heard this in a while. This is for the guys who sit around here talking about beards make you masculine. This is for you Sambos. Sambo Contigo. Blue 6. Yeah, we're offering grooming tips tonight to the people who are looking to get rid of them beards, looking to get rid of them funky faces. All right? And like I said, thank you to the Most Honorable Elijah Muhammad, and I think that's a compliment. I like that compliment. Me being the new Elijah Muhammad, I like that. Thank you. I take that as a compliment. Because I always said Elijah was God in person, not Fard. Fard was the messenger. Elijah was God in person. Maybe one day I'm gonna write a book on that. Do a podcast. I think I did a podcast on that. Or if I didn't, I'll probably do one in the future. So that our people can appreciate this great man that walked the planet and whatnot. And we missed a lot of his lessons and a lot of things we missed out on. A lot of things he said that just made common, logical sense. And that is the attribute of a God, one who makes good sense, common sense, logical thinking. It's illogical for us. He broke it down. It's illogical for us to walk around with hair on our face, and I agree. I feel so good. I didn't officially, like I said, it was like I was going through an evolution. I was walking around, I was in this, I get in these little phases where the thoughts are just coming at me like crazy, and I gotta, I just get caught in my thoughts. I'll be writing books and stuff like that, and I'll let hair grow all over my face, and I just got, I was like, the message I got was just, that generated in my head was clean your face off. We moving into a new era. A lot of people want us to be throwback Negroes, like I said. No time like the present where, we look as ridiculous as they trying to push this whole thing on us, walking around here with fur on our faces like we a bunch of cavemen. And a lot of you black men are going backwards into cavemen, and that's not even your damn origin. A lot of you black men are walking around here with big beards on your face, killing each other, shooting each other down. You understand? Acting like a bunch of animals. And while these clean-shaven, feminine so-called white men that you talk about so much are locking your asses up. Understand? They locking you up. They sitting there in their court system deciding on your life, your fate, and you up there shaking. You know? Why don't you Israelites and you Muslims and want to do something about that? Why don't you guys go somewhere with your manly faces, since y'all the real men of the Lord or the real men on the planet? Why you don't go somewhere and set up your own system? Why you don't set up your own system so our people ain't got to go through that? Why not? Why sit up here and constantly complain about the white man? Why do that? How is that going to help our people? Why sit around here and tell them about the measure of a real man is somebody with hair on their face? Oh, really? Oh, excuse me, I thought the measure of a real man was somebody who took care of his family, loved his woman, you understand? Took care of his household, made sure his family had and didn't have to go without. I thought that was the real measure of a man. You know? Yeah, I thought that was the real measure of a man, not some guy walking around with fur on his damn face, hair all over himself, like an animal. You understand? That's the measure of a man. Somebody who's going to stand around in the corner complaining about the white man all day, thinking somebody owe you a handout, talking about some old books and some stories from the past that don't matter to nobody in the future, except for you and your own little world, because you can't deal with reality today. So you want to get lost in fairy tale land where everybody walking around with a bunch of hair all over their face and walking around with big Arabian swords and big Israelite swords and riding on horses. That's the world you think you in. You understand? That's the world you think you in. That's the world you live in. See, because the people who are moving into the future are the people who are evolving their minds and their physical bodies. When you go, I guarantee you, you type in future man, you'll see all these images of the white man come up. You understand? When you see somebody, you type in future, you'll see the white man come up. Type in future black man, you won't see any. You'll barely see any images. You'll barely see any images. But if you type in black Israelites, you type in black Muslims, like I said, you guys always got to exist the black counterpart to something. You type in these black counterparts of these old religions, these dying religions, you'll see black men all over the damn place, black women all over the place. But if you type in future black man or future man, you're not going to see our people. So that tells you that our people are not thinking futuristically. You know? Our people are not. I'm going to step into this chat room because, like I said, Det Shepherd, what you say you smell some truth. Everything I said tonight is the truth, sir. You know, or madam, I don't know. Everything I said tonight was the truth. You know, if you think I'm not saying the truth, call in. You know? Okay, no, I'm not saying you was offended when you said you smell some truth. Everything I say is the truth, sir. I don't tell half truths because, you know, for me to tell half truths means I have an ulterior motive. And I don't have an ulterior motive in teaching my people because I pay for this radio show. Nobody else pays for this. You know? I'm not trying to convince anybody of anything or accept anything I'm teaching. I'm only here to teach my people the truth and build up a new society, an intelligence community, or an intelligence movement amongst my people so that we can come together collectively on a higher level mentally. That's my purpose for doing this. It's not here. I'm not here to be I'm not here to be a radio personality. You know, I'm not here to tell if people get offended by my words, then don't listen to my show. I'm like I said, you know, if people are offended by the things I say, like I said, I don't understand why. Because, you know, we got people in here. It's just funny. We got people in here who listen to this broadcast, and I had to kick them out several times. I'm like, if you don't like it, why do you come in here and listen? Why do you even come in here? And like I said, when you can't say something intelligent or positive, you're going to, of course, say something stupid. You know, that's how you're going to react. Because, like I said, if I can't say anything that I can't get any validity or I feel I can't get anything out of something, I'm not going to listen to it. Simple as that. But people who really like what's being said, they're attracted to it, but what comes out of them is negative. They don't know how to bring anything out positive because they feel that it would be unmanly of them to do that. Because the people who constantly talking about what's a real man, or the people that's talking about things like, stupid things like facial hair or giving another brother a compliment, that's unmanly. It's something wrong with you. If you define a real man, like I said, by facial hair, there's something wrong with you. You off. I'm going to take a call. Poverty Supreme. Yeah, Poverty Supreme.
I'm blessed, my brother. I love what you say every week. I'm from Britain, so I mean, is this international or is it just American people?
No, it's international. State of Mentel is going to be international. Go check us out.
I would love to join in England. I'm not perfect, but I would love to be around, other people like if people like you and I was around a group of people like yourself every day, I'm sure that I can, get on that your level. You see what I'm saying,
well, you know what you do, brother? You know what you do? I'm glad to hear you calling in from England. This is beautiful. That means, I tell you, the bright race is everywhere. The 144,000 is everywhere. We all over the place, all over the world. This is an international thing. This is a universal. This is going to be a universal thing in a minute, but the intelligence is international. Brother, go to the SOM.info and you'll see what the State of Mentel is. The SOMTHESOM.info.
Can you put the feed for that, for me?
Are you in the chat room?
Yeah, I'm in the chat room.
In the chat room. Can Sister Dawn or somebody put up the SOM link, please, so the brother Poverty Supreme could go in there and take a look at it? It's going to come up in a second. Sister will put it up. Like I said, we got a lot of our people in the UK. There you go. Thank you, sister.
Okay.
We got a lot of go in there, read the About Us section, who the State of Mentel is. This is an intelligence movement, and this is about raising the intelligent ones of our people from out of the black race, because the black race pretty much is finished. So we move forward.
I've been listening to you for a while now, my brother. I've been listening to you for a while, since I found about 6 months. I've been listening to you hard.
Okay. Thank you.
So
Thank you.
What I mean? At first I was a bit indifferent because I thought you were just beating down the race and that. But when I start, because I keep on listening, I now understand what you're trying to do. And it's beautiful, brother. I understand.
Thank you, brother. Thank you very much. Thank you very much. I appreciate it. It's always good. Like I said, I never look at my detractors. I always look at the people who have an ultra standing. This is what we say in the State of Mentel, an ultra standing, meaning a complete comprehension of what's being done here and what I'm trying to trigger in my people. I'm talking about the evolution of a people out of the black race. I'm not talking about the black race, because we already know the black race is not going to make it. You understand? We already know the majority of our people are finished. So either we're going to die with them on the vine, or we're going to have to sprout a whole new tree, a whole new race of people, get out of that whole black thing and start to become these supreme beings that we're meant to do, because this is the real raising of the 144,000 in the State of Mentel. None of these other groups are about that, because they talking about things from the past. They talking about Egypt, Africa, Israelites, all this stuff is from the past. The elect are going to be the people of the future. And that's what we had.
So you seem very, because most of the things that you say, I know you're saying that it's coming from higher, but everything checks out. I mean, proper. I know you're very smart. Like, you've read a lot of books. Have you?
Sir, I don't. I do not read books at all. I have no books in my house. I do not read books. Everything that comes
checks out.
But everything. I'm gonna tell you when I say that. Everything that as far as futuristic things I say, the things I'm bringing in, I'm an open door and I'm an open receiver to higher intelligence, to that advanced race of beings who are constantly moving into the future. They're sending intelligence forward into this atmosphere, and I am receiving it, just as certain people are receiving bits and pieces of it, but I'm receiving full pictures, because it's necessary to move our people in this day and time into the future.
And, people think that this is mythical, because, I had my woman listen, she's not down with it, but I had a few other people, listen, and the reason why I know this is proper, because I studied, I read a few books on Himmler, and he was talking about the same thing. That guy was hanging around with Hitler. Himmler, his right hand man, as well as Goebbels. He was trying to build a building where he was trying to get future intelligence. He was trying to get collective people, collective minds, like high IQ, intelligent people to do the same thing. So this thing is real. What Nubian is saying is proper. This is not no joke.
I'm glad you recognize that, brother. Thank you. It's all meant to go somewhere, brother. I don't do anything for no reason. Like, I'm not sitting up here like a lot of these guys do who got these blog talk radio shows. They just here because they want to be radio personalities. These are a bunch of guys who didn't make it in the hip-hop game. They didn't make it in any other thing, so they want to be seen, they want to be heard, and they're not talking about nothing. I'm not interested in that. I'm interested in raising my people, because without my people, I'm nothing. Without my people, this don't mean anything. So I'm here for y'all. I'm here for the evolution of my people in the state of mentality. All the rest of these people, the detractors, I don't pay you no mind. You don't matter. And I'm all about mind over matter. They don't matter.
Fair enough, my brother. I love what you're doing, and if I can join, you said I can join through this site, right?
Well, we're gonna put the test up to 21 questions for the entrance level. Are you my friend on Facebook?
Okay. No, I'm not. I haven't got Facebook. I haven't got a Facebook.
Oh, you don't have Facebook?
No, I don't have one. I don't try not to deal with these things too much, but obviously, if that's the only way I can get in contact with you, I'll just open one up for it.
Yeah, gotta open one up, brother. Like I said, we ain't afraid of the technology, brother. The technology don't come from the white man; it comes from the Amen beings. They just use the white man to bring these things through. These things were gifts from the Most High, the Amen beings, and the white man was utilized to bring these things through so that we can connect with each other. This is what all this was meant to do. So when our people talk about the TV and all the technology from the white man, nothing come from the white man. All he is a conduit for these things, just like we're going to be a conduit for a greater intelligence if we are in tune.
And interestingly enough, what you're saying again, I read a book on John Dee. Like he was meant to be like Merlin. Like, when people talk about Merlin, the real 007, he used to watch Queen Victoria. He was talking to future beings called microbes in another dimension, and that's where they got part of the plan to make the atom bomb. So this is what it's saying anyway. I read it a while back, so that's why I say everything you're saying is making sense to me. Obviously, I don't feel like I'm getting that. I'm not a receiver, like yourself, my brother, or maybe I'm just not feeling it. You know what I mean? But
Well, you are feeling it, because if you wasn't feeling it, you wouldn't be listening to me right now.
No, I'm feeling your message, yeah. Okay.
Yeah, and that's why that was meant for you to listen. So obviously you're supposed to be tuning in. You're supposed to be amongst them. Like you said, it's not for everybody within the black race. This is for these people that are of the bright race who are going to get this. The black race is not going to get this. So don't even worry about them. But listen, brother, thank you for calling in. My time is short. I got to go. You can find me on Facebook. Sister, put it up in the chat room. My Facebook information. You can take it from there. Okay, brother?
Okay, my brother. God bless.
Thank you.
Amen. Bless. Amen. Bless.
Thank you, brother. Okay, thank you.
All right.
Brother Poverty Supreme from England. Thank you for calling in, brother. You got listeners out here from England. Beautiful. Let me try to go through this thing fast because we got like 8 minutes. Wow. Is facial hair really manly? No, it is not. It's beastly. It's part of an ungroomed. It's part of an ungroomed look. It's meant to be beastly. That's straight from the caveman days. We moving on past that. We're not cavemen people. We're supposed to be future beings. We're supposed to be leading the charge with clean faces, men who are moving into the futures as elect beings, and with our women right by our side, not behind us. Okay? Where did the idea really come from? That came from the Egyptians who were trying to mimic the Hyksos dynasty and the Hittites, the Asiatics, who had hair on their face, who they ended up taking into bondage. And then they ended up mixing their seed with these people, their women. And then we started growing hair on our face like the Hyksos and all them. But this ended up being unnatural in our evolution. All right? When did the growth of facial hair start on black men? As soon as we mixed our seed with these people. You understand? As soon as we mixed in with these, with the white man, the Arabs, and the East Indians, and all these other people with facial hair that brought this on our face. This is not natural or native to the black man. Beards are not natural and native to us. Does being clean shaven signify something? Yes, it actually signifies power. It signifies an electrified being, or one who is clean moving into the future. It represents a futuristic man. That's why you see all the societies, the prominent society today, all the men are clean shaven. The men of power have no hair on their face. You understand? That's real. You show me any of these societies with all these so-called men talking about, oh, it's manly and masculine to have a hair on your face. Show me any of these people who are in power. Really. Don't tell me nothing about no Arab sheiks, because as soon as them guys, like I said, they with the white man, they walking around with suits on and mustaches and stuff. So no, they don't really wear no beards on their face. They even shave their face. The Arabs are shaving their faces now. The ones who control all the billions of dollars worth of oil, they shaving their faces now. All right. Does having a beard signify? Why are modern day society leaders clean shaven? Like I said, represents a futuristic look. And they are all about the future, the leaders of the society. That's how they stay ahead of the people, by being about the future, not in the past and the present like the religious people. What does this mean to the future evolution of the so-called black man? It means everything if we actually tune into this. It means everything. All right? Det Shepherd, I'm going to take your call. You have to be brief, brother. You have to be brief because I got a few minutes left and I got to close out with a song. Det Shepherd.
Real quick.
Doing, brother?
Real quick, thanks for opening the mic. You just thank you very much for sharing that really, really simple point. You said I don't read books and I don't have any books in my house. That's you could do a whole show on that. I have found myself, and I do have a few on my shelf, reading less, and just simply saying, you know what? If every book disappeared tomorrow, people would freak because they would feel they were being disconnected from the past. Well, that's why we're kept in bondage, because we're connected to the past.
Exactly.
So I appreciate you sharing that. I mean, honestly, if you woke up tomorrow and every book were totally gone from the face of the earth, you have to understand you have everything you need. You just have to plug into it.
Exactly.
Good point. Thanks.
Thank you. Okay. We've come to the end of our broadcast. I want to thank all the callers that called in. Join us Monday night at 9. for the next State of Mintel broadcast. I don't know what it'll quite be yet, but always good. Always good. October 28th, Supermen, Superwomen Project, Brooklyn, New York, 1368 Fulton Street for all you people out here in the New York City area. 1368 Fulton Street between Brooklyn and New York Avenues. For information on that, you can give a call to 718-510-3769. Okay? What else do I want to promote? Oh, pick up the podcast, The Great Depression of the Modern Day Black Woman, The Great Mental Depression of the Modern Day Black Woman. Only $5 right now. I want everybody to hear this. That's why I dropped the price. It has nothing to do with the sale. I want everybody to hear this broadcast. So, what do I want to close with? I want to close with a oldie, but a goodie, from a sister by the name of Nurubi Selah. This song is called I Am Living Math. She's from the God Hop movement. Sister by the name of Abundance Child introduced me to this sister's music and whatnot. Nurubi Selah, I Am Living Math. Once again, I am the intellectual Nuben Menkares. This has been State of Mintel Radio. Good night.